Hey everyone, how are you? It is another Nights with Ping. Good to see you out there. You may have noticed it is not 9:30. It's more like 10:30. Yeah, Trisha's not going live tonight, so I decided to jump in and do the 10:30 show instead. How are you all? I hope you're doing well out there. You know what's interesting? On my side now, you can see Moonlight View's spanner. You couldn't see it before, and now I noticed in the chat this evening, it comes up even when we highlight her message, it comes up as a moderator now. It didn't do that before. That's a new update. That is really cool because now you can actually tell she's very important. All right. How is everyone in the chat? Wow, it's a full house tonight. I hate mornings. Peekaboo Cockatiel, Gambler. Gambler said he's gone out to get some dinner. Flying DJ, how are you? Kathy Lynch, good to see you, my friend. There's some inmates missing in the same county as Sebastian. Yes, I'll show that in a minute. Hey, Sean, testing. 1, 2, testing. Testing. All right. Beth B, I will get to you in a minute. That was very kind of you, and I'll get to you in a second. Beth B says, just checking in to catch the live stream with Ping. Thanks, Ping. Thank you, Beth B. Diane Marie, how are you? Petunia, bees are alive. We've got everyone here tonight. Snarks is here, Marilyn Landis, Amy, Danny Mitchell. Show Who Runs Late is also here. Wow, it is really a full house tonight. Kim68. I'm just trying to bullseye my friend who taught me how to say Kissimmee. How are you? Oh, hey, Julie. How are you? Hey, we were all thinking of you this past weekend. It is really good to see you. I hope you're doing okay. I really am. You've been in our thoughts. You really have. It's really good to see you. LMS, how are you? Good to see you. Marjorie, Marlene. All right, if we keep going through names, we're going to have like just a show that does names. Cheryl Huffman. All right, that's it. Hey, everyone. Good to see everyone. I'm sorry, there's so many people, but hey, how are you? It's good to see everyone. I can't say hello to everyone. Always will just be here all night. But let's get on to it. Let's get on to it. Big stories today. We have heaps. This is probably the biggest right now. Really not the news any of us were hoping for, I don't think. I think we were hoping she was in the forest somewhere, you know, alive, running away from home, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Hold on, what's going on with my microphone? Yeah. If it says missing 13-year-old Florida girl found dead and mother's boyfriend suspected of moving her body. It says video evidence showed Stephen Stearns, the boyfriend of Madeline Soto's mother, discarding items into a dumpster the day she vanished. Oh, man. Her backpack and laptop were later found inside. I knew when we were talking about it the other night and those charges first came up and we were trying to read between the lines, I just didn't have a good feeling of any of this. It says the body of missing Florida girl Madeline Soto was found in a wooded area Friday afternoon. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said hours after the department said they believe the 13-year-old girl was dead. Her mother's boyfriend is suspected of moving her body, and the case is a homicide investigation. Sheriff John Mina said at a news conference earlier in the day. Madeline's body was found around 4:30 p.m. by Osceola County Sheriff's Office search teams in a wooded area of Hickory Tree Road. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said in their update later during the day. Madeline's family has been notified. We have no additional information to release at this time. It breaks your heart to see this. We see so many of these cases, and it's always young women, any women, women in their 40s, women in their 20s, women in their teens, young girls, like, just victimized constantly. It says here, the sheriff's office previously said Madeline was last seen on Monday morning. We looked at that. They said they last saw her on the CCTV in that church parking lot. And I don't know if that, how he picked her back up. Did he pick her back up? We'll have to look at that. It says evidence now reveals she was never dropped off near her school that morning. Yeah, see, there you go. That didn't make any sense. It says evidence now reveals she never dropped off near her school that morning. Stern, who authorities called the prime suspect in the case, was arrested Wednesday night on separate charges of sexual battery, possession of child sexual abuse material, or CSAM, after detectives found disturbing images and videos that were criminal, sexual in nature during a forensic examination of his phone. It is now believed Madeline was killed in, can I get it right? I probably won't. It's Kissimmee, where her family lived in an apartment, and that Stearns moved her body in the early hours of Monday. Yeah, wow. That it means she was never there. We have evidence that shows Stephen Stearns returning to the complex, and Madeline was visible in that vehicle. We believe she was already dead at that time. That's horrible. So they have video of her dead in a truck being moved. Uh, I mean, at least I don't know. There is no good part of this. I was trying to find some sort of silver lining, but I don't think there is a silver lining here at all. It says video evidence recovered by authorities showed Stearns discarding items in a dumpster at the apartment complex at 7:35 a.m. on Monday morning. Detectives later recovered Madeline's backpack and her school-issued laptop from the dumpster. No one said he was clever. I mean, yes, dump it in the place where you're from or where she's from. Very clever. Detectives informed Madeline's mother about her suspected death Thursday night. She is not considered a suspect in the investigation. The Kissimmee Police Department will take over the case now that it has transitioned into a homicide investigation. Police Chief Betty Holland had asked the public to come forward with tips as the search for the child was ongoing. Stern was seen driving a silver 2010 Lincoln MKZ on Monday between 1 and 2:30 p.m. in the area of State Road 192 and Old Hickory Tree and Nolte roads. It is believed he had a flat tire and might have been seen changing the tire in this area. Mina said Stearns has not spoken to anyone regarding the case. He has just been moved to Osceola County Jail, where he's being held on capital sexual battery charges filed by the Kissimmee police. There you go. What an article. That was a long one. I'll try and find an update video. Hey, Julie, how are you? Ping, I looked at the interview of the mom, I don't know, but I zoomed in. There are bruises on her neck if you look by zooming in. Right side of the neck, I'm so confused. Interview was off. If if she if he was abusing the girl, there's probably chances he was abusing the mom too. I mean, if that's the type of personality type he was, maybe, yeah. I wouldn't put it past him, would you? I don't know. Would you put it past someone who murdered a 13-year-old girl to abuse a grown woman? I mean, I wouldn't. I would think that's probably pretty, maybe possibly likely. Sean says, I've been watching this case for hours. I got up. I was up until 4 last night, keeping an eye on this, and then I finally had to crash. And then I woke up at midday because I went to bed so late. And this all happened while I was asleep. And I was like, why? Why when I was asleep? So there you go. Give me 1 second, actually. Hold on. That's what I thought. I pronounced it that way earlier in the last show, like Steven. And then I watched a report like an hour ago, and they pronounced it the way I just pronounced it. I research everything I pronounce if I can. If I can research it and have a look at something that I'm not 100% sure of, I'll go with whatever the media is using. And the media was using Stefan, and I was like, "Well, okay, maybe I got it wrong the first time because I said it was Steven." And I was like, "Well, I must have got it wrong," which is pretty common for me. But okay. We'll just call him Stearns. There you go. We can all pronounce that. Ah, Kim, that's okay. Come back on the replay. That'll be fine. All right. I'll try to get you guys an update video on this. Let's give me 2 seconds and I'll grab that for you. There should be one up here. No, we don't need shopping. Why are you trying to take me shopping, Google? Ah, here we go. There we go. Let's go to our friends at WFTV.
And breaking news at 6, sources just confirmed at Channel 9 the body of missing 13-year-old Madeline Soto has been found. We have learned that a tip called in after this afternoon's press conference with Orange County Sheriff John Mina led detectives to her body. Law enforcement from several agencies still out at the scene right there off of Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County. Good evening to you. I'm Christopher Heath.
I'm Darlene Jones. This is certainly a heartbreaking update to this major story we've been following for you since Monday. This morning, the main suspect who you see here in her disappearance, Stephen Stearns, was taken from the Orange County Jail to the Osceola County Jail. And then this afternoon, the Orange County Sheriff told us investigators believed Madeline was dead. But at the time, they had not found her body. The Kissimmee Police Department is now leading what they're calling, obviously, a murder investigation. We have live team coverage on this major story for you tonight from Orange to Osceola County following the latest developments. We start with Channel 9's Nick Papantonis, who is live near the scene, where, again, sources confirm for us Madeline's body has been found. Nick, what are you seeing out there?
So we're on the other side of this field on Hickory Tree Road. We're going to zoom in all the way to where deputies have set up a light. We can see a couple cars worth of flashing lights. Hickory Tree Road shut down for a good couple mile stretch. We're inside of that perimeter right now as we watch them somewhat do their investigation. We're going to take you to our view from Sky Witness 9, showing you the scene from above, a slightly better view. You can see a long line of vehicles on the side of the road there. They appear to be focusing their efforts on the woods just off to the side of the road, but again, a lot hidden from our view as we watch this unfold. Just to give you a recap of what has happened today and why we are here. Earlier this afternoon, Sheriff John Mina up in Orange County, as well as Kissimmee Police Chief Betty Holland, announced that they had good reason to believe that Madeline was dead. They said video evidence put her body in Stephen Stearns' car Monday morning when he was supposed to be dropping her off at school. They said they found her laptop from school as well as her backpack in a dumpster in the apartment complex where they lived. And they said all of that evidence led them to conclude that she was not alive. It's not a search operation as it was a recovery operation at this point. We've watched deputies and police officers swarm different parts of the area a couple of different times, no luck for the first couple, but then we landed here on Hickory Tree Road, down the road from where officers and deputies said that they'd images of Stearns' car from the day Madeline disappeared. They said that they were on the lookout and asking anybody to be on the lookout because they had those images. They knew that he was here and that he had gotten a flat tire at some point, and they expected him to have changed that, somebody to have seen it. We've learned because of that press conference that they gave that they came to this location where they found her body about an hour or so ago now. So we are waiting to see if a press conference is going to be called to give the update and explain a bit more in detail about what has happened over the last couple of hours. But again, a very, very sad update here from Osceola County and throughout the day, but a little bit of answers for Madeline's mother, who, again, as we've emphasized all afternoon, is not.
I'll pause it just there, but you can see just like how at least rural some of this area is. And thank God for the people who were searching, keeping an eye out, calling tips in for the police. Sometimes it really is the community and, people calling in stuff. And, it helps resolve things, gives police somewhere to go. And they were able to narrow this down. It really hurts. Hey, Sugar. Hey, how are you? Uh, Sugar says, this is truly a heartbreaking story. I did feel sick for the mum watching him in the background in that interview. Yeah, there was definitely some off stuff from the beginning, and I think we'll find out a lot more as this goes down the chain of like justice and police, and we're going to find out more about him for sure, I reckon. All right, let's listen to this again. Couple more.
Not a suspect in this case. Live in Osceola County, Nick Papantonis, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
And there will be a vigil in Hunters Creek tonight in honor of Madeline Soto. Channel 9's Daryl Matthews continues our live team coverage there. And Daryl, organizers are doing this to support Madeline's friends and her family.
Yeah, Chris, under these changing circumstances, they say now it's time to mourn with the community, the family, and Maddie's classmates.
It broke my heart because the first thing that came to my mind was my own daughter. And I'm sure that everybody thinks of that at a tragic moment like this one.
From a missing person to a homicide, community members are trying to come to grips with what is now a death investigation in the disappearance of 13-year-old Madeline Soto.
She had other family members, schoolmates, people that were around her. And so now we mourn. Now we mourn.
Church leaders were planning a prayer circle in hopes of getting little Maddie home safe. But now, with investigators saying all signs pointing to a homicide, the prayer circle has now been turned into a prayer vigil.
We want to let the family know that the church is there for them, that God doesn't abandon them because the situation changes.
Friday, Eyewitness News spotted Kissimmee police outside the home hours after Stephen Stearns, the prime suspect in Maddie's disappearance, was moved from Orange County to Austin.
What name did they just say? They said Stephen Stearns, so there you go. That's where I got the name from. We can say it whatever. We can just call him that guy over there. That's a child murderer. That can be his long name. Yeah, there was. They said there. I can read it again. I can read that section again for you if you want. About the photos. Hold on. In relation to his charges. Yeah. It says Stern, who authorities call the prime suspect in the case, was arrested Wednesday night on separate charges of sexual battery and possession of child sexual abuse material after detectives found disturbing images and videos that were criminal and sexual in nature during a forensic examination of his phone. Read between those lines. They also said that it appeared those videos and photos were filmed inside the family home. So put 2 and 2 together, get to 4, and you'll get it. I don't know why they haven't come out and just said it, but yeah, I think they did in a way. And that poor girl, really, no wonder she said to friends she wanted to run away and live in the forest. I mean, no wonder why. I'm surprised she didn't try to run away earlier or something like that. I mean, I'm not trying to put the blame on her or anything. I'm just saying, no wonder she was saying that to friends. It's horrible. Where was the mom? I don't know. Maybe there was times, a lot of times, where there was only one or the other there due to whatever scheduling or whatever. There's always opportunities for predators. Always. You got to be very vigilant and not let them access, I guess. Oh, no, really? I didn't even read the affidavit yet. Oh, no, I don't want to read it if it's that bad, Snarks. I'll read it maybe later tonight, but no, I don't want to do that on the air. No. Ugh. Sorry, that just made me shudder. I don't want to. Yuck. Dr. Edward Moskowitz, or it's Julie. Julie says this is unbelievable. I think we see it far too much. Yeah, so there you go, the scheduling. There was someone there, someone wasn't. There's an overlap or no overlap, so it does happen. You would have to think so, right? Either in the home. Yeah, they said they saw her body being transferred to that truck. Mum was tired from working the night before. I mean, I don't know. You can't. I don't know. I don't know who to say that is in the wrong or not the right. I just don't think we can say that, except for this dude. That guy deserves everything. But parallels to the death of Audrey Cunningham. Yeah, a little bit. Although slightly different. But yeah, I see where you're going. Oh, I'm not going to read it then. I can't handle child sex stuff. I mean, if you guys really want me to, I'll read it on the air, but I think we all get it, right? We all get it. Grace MC. Hey, how are you? Rip Maddie, God has gained a beautiful angel. Yeah, very, very beautiful girl and gained into heaven. Amy 007 says, like Trish said, some women can't be alone. Yeah, I think Trish is really on point with some of that. She's very clever with the psychology of like women and that bring certain men into their homes. She knows quite a lot about it with her experiences in true crime. She's talked about it extensively over the years. All right, then we won't do it. I thank you. Thank you for saving me from not having to read it. Mum's alone now. Well, yeah, great. Thank you. You guys all saved me from having to read something horrible. Did we watch the second interview of them both talking? Did we play that the other night? We might have. I can't remember. We do so many shows and we play so many interviews. We may have played that. Danny Yee. Is that what we're going to call you now? Danny? All right, Danny. It says, I agree. Keep the boyfriends away until your children are grown and believe them if they say something is wrong. I think that's a fair enough statement. Oh, we only played one of her talking. Okay, I mean, if you wanna send it to me, we can play it. Either sundaywithping@gmail.com or on Twitter, nightswithping. You can just forward it or tag me in it. Hey, M. Sherman, good to see you too. Do you guys want to watch any more of this one, or do you prefer we move on? Let me know. There's still like another 4 minutes of this particular broadcast. If not, we can keep going and I can go to the next source. I Hate Morning says, exactly, you can have your man in your life without involving your kids. You know, I saw a lady that was on one of these shows and she had she divorced when she was a younger woman. She was in her 30s when she divorced and she'd already had 2 kids. And I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. And she was saying how she did it with dating. And she's like, it was 2 years before she even let the guy meet her kids. She was like, I'm not going to let some random guy that I'm like, courting or whatever meet my children who are the most precious thing in my life. And she kept the guy, she ended up marrying him for 2 years. Like she didn't let him meet them because she wanted to make like real sure this guy wasn't some sort of absolute monster in disguise. And she said it was a good piece of advice that was given to her by another woman. And the woman was like, use it like a job interview and vet the guy for as long as possible and keep your children safe. And I was like, that's really clever. And she did end up marrying the guy, I think 3 or 4 years later. I'll have to find that interview. That was really clever of that woman. Danny Mitchell says, I was a probation officer and I never once took on I don't know what that means. What's a chomo as a case? I have no idea what that means. I think some people place their trust in the wrong people, Jojo. I think that's what it is. All right. There's the Madeline news. Not the news any of us were hoping for. Let's move on. I think we've all heard enough horrible things about that. Hey, Journey. I just followed you back. Thanks. We'll play it in a little bit. Let's move on. There's been so many cool events today. One of them is Emon Hughes. Did you guys see this earlier? Emon Hughes was found earlier today. I'm just going to pull this up. Every time you search her name, it comes up with Eminem, and it comes up with home invader in his home in Hughes. What? How is that even related to the same thing? They said Emon Hughes was found unharmed in Columbus, Texas a short time ago. That was posted about 8 hours ago, and there was an article that had more detail. Hold on, let me pull it up. Here. Is this the one that has the more... It was really interesting what happened. Here we go. So this is the creep that had her, and I'm going to talk to you a bit more about it. So it says here, Emon Hughes, a 12-year-old Missouri City girl who was missing for a week, was found safe Friday in Columbus, Texas. Columbus, Texas is about an hour and a half west of the girl's home. Sources told KHOU that Emily was found at a Shell gas station in Columbus, Texas. She was taken to Texas Children's Hospital to be checked out and was in good health before she returned home Friday night. A good story for once, right? A little girl that gets to go home. It's a contrast from the last story. It says Columbus police said they got word that Emily was possibly in the area and was seen with Satirian Preston, 27, who is from Houston. He tried to take off, but he was captured and arrested. Aziel Gonzalez, who works at the Shell station where Emily and Preston were found, said Preston was known as a delivery driver at the store. That's interesting. Was he with her making a delivery? He was making a delivery, she said. He was coming out the door, going back to his truck, and I guess when he seen all the police, he just headed off this way across the highway. That's when they chased him and caught him. Preston's been charged with evading, but more charges could be filed as the FBI investigates. He is expected to make his first court appearance Saturday morning. So in the morning, tomorrow morning, he'll make his first court appearance. Here's his photo. This is the guy who picked her up in that truck. This guy is willing to travel at least an hour and a half away and at 1:40 in the morning and go pick up a young child, 12 years old. I think we all know, I know, you know, most of us know that you don't go to someone's house and go pick up a 12-year-old at 1 a.m. in the morning. It's just no. And so this guy, there you go, is going to be in jail. Good work. Good work to the, someone called it in. Congratulations to that person being a great community member and having the wits about them to actually call the police and be like, hey, isn't that person and that girl, like, isn't she the one that was on that poster? Good work from the community. I love seeing that. I really do. Thank you, Journey to Justice. I see the link. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. I'll play it in a little bit. It says here on the 1st of March 2024 at about 12:40 p.m., the Columbus Police Department was advised that a 12-year-old female who an Amber Alert had been issued for was possibly in the city limits of Columbus, Texas. Columbus police attempted to detain Satirian Preston, 27, of Houston, Texas, in reference to having possession of the missing juvenile. Preston attempted to flee police custody, but was captured and arrested. Preston has been charged with evading and then taken to the Colorado County Detention Facility. She's been returned home to her family now. I think was it her grandma that was on that news report? I think they're all going to be elated that she is home. Her family said, I didn't even ask where, when, or anything. As long as they found her, that was so exciting. That was her neighbor. Clara Edwards told them. And I get to sleep tonight without waking up with her on my mind. Isn't that sweet of her neighbor? They must be, they're not even direct family, but they still care that much. It says Emily was last seen Thursday, February 22nd, and reported missing on Friday, February 23rd, when she was captured on surveillance video leaving her home and walking towards a dark Dodge Ram. An Amber Alert was issued 5 days after Emily was reported missing because police said they received additional information they didn't get during the initial interview. The new information led them to believe Emily was in danger, and they were concerned that she may be a trafficking victim. I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not what happened to her in her time away. It says, was found unharmed in Columbus, Texas a short time ago. No other information at this time as the investigation is ongoing. Great news. It's nice to have some great news in true crime for once, especially for a missing child that's a person of color. Oftentimes we just don't get great results for it, or they just don't get a lot of media. And I think the community around Texas and around true crime and online all tried to do a little bit to make sure that she could come home safe. And in the end, it was the community that called in the tip. So great work, everyone. Great work. Nah, I'm just going to pronounce things my way now. I can't do it. Grace MC said she'll need lots of counseling. I reckon, right? I reckon she will. I reckon anyone who gets, like, in that situation will need some sort of, like, deprogramming or, like, to return to a normal life. The attention surrounding it, all the police interviews and the police getting you and returning you home and you not be at home for 2, that all has to play a part on your psychological state, right? Being with some guy that you don't like, yeah, they all have to. Ben Polkon says you have to be careful with young girls on computers. I think you have to be careful of any child on computers, including boys. Did you know that boys are actually the highest risk for, like, what do they call it? Blackmail, like blackmail porn, like where someone will like entice them to send like a nude image or an image of them committing a sexual act and then blackmail them to like all their family and friends. And it's actually young boys who are the highest risk at this, not girls. And I find that strange because you'd think girls are targeted quite frequently, but apparently in the last 4 years it's been males that have been targeted the most. And I wonder if it's because it's more embarrassing, like for I don't know why, but I just wonder if it's something to do with like, sending that type of thing around to males and things like, their workplace and yeah, apparently young boys, it's the highest right now, and they're trying to get this information out to young men to not send these type of uh, you know, exotic, type of sexual photos and sexual acts, and they're really trying to get boys to not do that because it can. There was a kid in I think it was Colorado, ended up taking his own life because he sent this video out. He ended up being part of a scam. Then they demanded money from him. He didn't have any money because he was just a kid, and he ended up taking his own life because he didn't want his parents to be so ashamed of him. So yeah, they targeted them through gaming or, um, just them looking for other girls and things like that, online, through Snapchat and, Instagram, and they get a pretty girl who messages them on Instagram, and they're like, "Oh, hey, I like you. You look cute." So, male pride. Yeah, male pride. I don't know what we were. Michelle's sister's manic screaming at the press conference she is innocent. Are we talking about a different story? DJ says, if you're ever going through Columbus, Texas, Ping is talking about now, stop at this buffet to eat. Is it Showbills? Is that a good place to eat, DJ? You'd know. You'd know. Catfishing. I don't know. Is it classed as catfishing? I guess so. If it's someone who's pretending to be someone they're not. Dulos. Yes. Yes, we'll talk about Dulos in a bit. Good good result on that one earlier today. Very good result. Geez, I almost coughed and tried to speak at the same time. The verdict of Michelle. Yeah, good result. We'll talk about that in a minute. Great result with this one. Happy that she's home. Yeah, there's an A in there somewhere. I think we joked about it the other day that it looks like it's an I, but it's actually not. There's an A somewhere where that apostrophe is in Emon Hughes' name. But I always mispronounce it for some reason. In my head, it looks like there should be an I there. But it's an A. There's an A there. Imani Hughes. There you go. Glad she's home. I don't know what's next. Do we just stop talking about her so she can go back to her life as a teenager? I think that's probably a good idea, right? Probably should scrub her from the titles I've ever put her in and things like that so she can go back to her being a kid. I think I will do that after the show. I will remove her names from my videos if I put her up there. All right. Where was she then? I guess she was with that guy for what is it, like 8 days. 22nd of the second. Yeah, 8 days, 9 days. They did a fast turnaround on that. That was pretty good. 1 week, about a week, 8 days. All right. You guys want to talk since you guys have already moved on to that subject? Let's just go there. Let's go to Jennifer Dulos. Not Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer Dulos. It's Michelle Troconis. That's who we're going to talk about. Not Jennifer Dulos. Well, sort of. It's trial in her death. All right. CBS. CBS seems to not want to be my friend. I don't want to use this source, and I'll show you why. Everyone, this is like a warning. Just be very. If you're in a dark room, just close your eyes for a second. This is why I don't. People often ask me, Ping, why don't you use CBS as a source? They have great stories. This is why. For 1 second, just hold on. See, this is why. It's bright white. It's just like killing people's eyes. So, hold on. Let me find a better source that's not bright white. I don't want to hurt people's eyes. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. We'll use NBC instead. There we go. It says a breakdown of the charges Michelle Troconis has been found guilty of. Great result. If only they could find out where she is, that would be great. It says Michelle Troconis has been found guilty of conspiring to murder Jennifer Dulos in 2019 and 5 other counts. A 6-member jury returned its verdict Friday morning after more than 2 full days of deliberating. That's a long one. I personally thought it was going to be a lot quicker than that, but they came with a good result. Troconis sobbed as the guilty verdicts were read. Where were you sobbing when this woman was murdered and, disappeared? Sob then, not now. You're only sobbing because you got caught. She was found guilty on the following charges. Count 1, conspiracy to commit murder. Count 2, conspiracy to commit tampering with physical evidence, May 24th, 2019 events. Count 3, tampering with physical evidence, May 24th, 2019 events. Count 4, conspiracy to commit tampering with physical evidence, May 29th, 2019 events. Count 5, tampering with physical evidence, again, May 29th, 2019 events. And count 6, second degree hindering prosecution. Here's a breakdown of how much time each charge carries. So the conspiracy to commit murder is a Class B felony, up to 20 years in prison. It's a good stretch. Tampering with physical evidence, found guilty on 2 counts relating to May 24th and May 29th, 2019. Class D felony, up to 5 years in prison. Hindering prosecution, second degree, Class C felony, up to 10 years in prison. Conspiracy to commit tampering with evidence, found guilty on 2 counts relating to the May 24th and May 29th, 2019 events. Class D felony, up to 5 years in prison. I just wonder if they will do this one and these ones will run concurrently. I just wonder if that's what it'll be. So this will be probably the main leader of the sentencing, and then these ones will just run at the same time. I don't know. I just have a feeling that's probably how it's going to go, but I could be wrong. Because this is the largest one. It is, right? Yeah. This one's 10 years. This one's up to 20. It's murder. Yeah, so she'll go away. I don't know how long she's going to get. Does anyone in the chat have a guess how long they might give her? Do you think she's going to get the max sentence? Do you think they're going to give her like 10 years or 5 years, something like that? Let's see what they think. Danny Mitchell says narcissist. Yeah, I mean, you're crying because you're found guilty. Why does no one think they could be the next victim? It's a good point. Wonder what the psychological thing is there. Marjorie Moore says, such a complicated case. Glad jury chose. Yes. charged with conspiracy to murder Jennifer Dulos. Yep. Her family is rich and entitled. Michelle did not fall far from the tree. Marlene says 25 years. Oh, you think they're going to stack it? You think she's going to get 15 for maybe the conspiracy and maybe like 5 and 5 for another one, and they'll stack it to make 25? Maybe. Journey to Justice says 20 years. That's my guess. I think they're just going to go with the highest charge and do a max sentence on that, and then run the others concurrent. That's my guess anyway. Amy says 15 years is my guess. Marlene Clausen says, I think it's 20 to 50 years. Cheryl Huffman says, my vote is 25 years. This judge, yeah, I saw her. She was really not messing around earlier. There's been a few cases this week. Actually, Gambler sent me another case. Where is it? Of this judge really going off at this person in the trial. This guy was messing around the court. He kept saying stuff like, "Oh, I don't want my lawyer anymore. I want to go do it pro se. I want to defend myself, and my lawyer sucks and all this stuff." And the judge is like, "You only have two choices here. You can keep your lawyer, or you can go pro se. If you go pro se, that is a terrible, terrible, terrible idea, and I strongly advise you against it. But you are not going to mess around in my court." She was really had enough of his antics. That was the trial of Nature Boy cult leader, and that was a different one. Gambler sent it to me the other day. She really had enough of him. Some of these judges just don't like people messing around in their court. Okay. I think we're all in agreement that she's probably going to get around 20 years or so. No time served yet. That's interesting. They need 6 million to get her out. We'll see. Yeah, I think we're all around in the same ballpark. 15 to 25 years. Amy 007 said she's in for a rude awakening. Yeah, no silver service in jail. She's gonna have to eat, what the prisoners eat, and it's gonna be an interesting life for her. But those are the consequences of your actions, right? You take these actions, you align yourself with these people, you do stupid things, all for the name of whatever, and you end up in a courtroom facing conspiracy to murder. You're going to go away. Stop making bad life choices. You have to be responsible for your own actions. Can't project your own actions onto anyone else. You just have to accept what you've done wrong. And that's for all of us in life. Me too, you, the guy next to you, everyone. Hold on. All right, there we go. Sorry. Danny Mitchell says, is everyone subscribed? I hope so. Hope you're having a great show. Thank you for being here. Just let me set up this and then we'll keep going. All right. Well, I think it's a decent result. Thank you to the jury. I mean, I actually know a couple people who have been on a jury, and a couple of them were on very long trials, and it is trying. It is hard, and it's just very difficult, and I respect their decision, and I respect the work they did. They really obviously done a good job, and they did their civic duty. So congratulations to them. I mean, 2 days of deliberation, that's a long deliberation. Although there's been a few that have been like 4, 5 days, 10 days, gridlocked, or not gridlocked, whatever they call it. They get locked and they can't proceed. That's very nice, Snarks. I appreciate it. We'll get there. We'll get to 700. We'll get there. The Journey to Justice said she wanted to go home today and say goodbye. What a joke. Did they cuff her and be like, hey, you're coming with us? That would have been funny. Oh, thank you, Bethby. That's so nice. Deadlocked. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you, Danny Mitchell. Hey, Linda, Texas. How are you? Yeah, Marlon Clausen, I hope you've been okay. I know yesterday you said you weren't in the chat because you weren't feeling well. I hope you really are feeling better. Oh, we're $6.99. I got to be honest with you guys. I don't check the number anymore because it's bad for my mental health. So I just let you guys tell me what it is now. And but I really appreciate it. I really appreciate the new subscribers and the people here. No, you are not Dan Yee. You are Danny. I'm going to call you Danny the chat celebrity for until, dinosaurs come back on this earth. You're going to be Danny the chat celebrity forever. You're not Don Yee. You don't represent Jimmy Garoppolo in the NFL. Oh, is that Don Ye? Yeah, it's Don Ye. Yeah, Don Ye. That's really funny. Marjorie Moss says they took her away in cuffs as they didn't have 6 million on hand. I mean, I always leave my 6 million at home. I know you must be as well. It's just a pain to carry around. I don't want to take my secure briefcase with me different places. I'm worried about getting robbed. You know, it's just a hassle to bring 6 million with you. Wu says it's going to be a sad Mardi Gras tonight. They were already having issues last night at the Mardi Gras. So if you don't know, here's a little bit of culture about Australia. If you don't know, we have a Mardi Gras down here. It's normally on the first weekend in March, and it is the gay and lesbian Mardi Gras. And what is that, Ping? It's sort of like a celebration for... I'm not gay, please don't come for me. I think it's a celebration of gay rights and just, their, lifestyles and what they do and what they bring to the country and things like that. And they do this march down the city and they have all these floats and different people dressed up and they look amazing and they dance and have a great weekend and have a big celebration. And I think it started off many, many years ago. My history on it's probably terrible, but it is great. Our Mardi Gras was a few weeks ago. Red Like Wine says, but I haven't been to a parade since the 90s. Jenny Judosta says, it's a gay old time, as we Brits say. It is. Marlon Clausen says, I carry the new codes with me everywhere. Yeah. Oh, isn't that cute? Kathy Lynch says, in Knoxville, we have Mardi Growl to involve the pets. Is that like the puppy bowl, where they do the puppy bowl? That's so funny. All right, I just want to play this video that Journey sent me. Hold on. We'll jump back to Maddie's case just for a second. Apparently this is interesting. So let's play this. Oh my God, I don't think I've seen this before.
Okay. So the first question is if I can have your first.
4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry. That should be it. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that we'll put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it. Yeah.
What has the school said? Have you been in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras that's too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Not
to
at all.
just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives don't have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior now.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts.
Sorry, I know parents have to have responsibilities and things like that, have to work and bring money in. But you didn't go to your 13-year-old's birthday party? Okay. It's a interesting, just little thing there. Petunia says, I don't believe her at all. Her language changes halfway through. I can't tell if it's coaching, someone coached her, or it's lying. I can't tell. I don't know. I'm not a trained investigator or something, but there's something up there in that beginning bit. There's something off in the way she's saying stuff. So I don't know if she was told to say this. Oh, hold on, guys. Hey guys, sorry, I have to turn the camera off for a second. Yeah, let's just watch this while I deal with this.
Told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. Yeah.
13?
She's 13 years old. Yes.
13, Madeline. What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
Friends, the friends' parents, you've contacted and went through every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek, rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of like search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, like if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything, if they've heard anything. My family they're going all out right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, you have a lot is going on in your brain
So much.
to bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at James.
You know, someone did bring that up earlier. Sorry, I had to turn the camera off. My cat just puked everywhere just down here. We had to clean it up. Maybe Stephen abused her mum too. It was Julie earlier said that there was maybe some bruising on her neck or something. But if this guy abused a little girl, I still wouldn't put it past him abusing a grown woman. So I don't know. I don't have any proof of that, but I wouldn't. Yeah, he's a monster. So. Let's see. Hey, Pink Bowler, by the way. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. Nanalana says she did not look for Maddie. She said in other interviews she stayed at home in case Maddie came home. Red flag. Beth B says, on my big TV, you can see her hand shaking. Maybe she is terrified. Maybe you're right. I know some people said that, yeah, they could see something like that, like her shaking and then some bruising or something. Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for understanding. I appreciate it. Yeah, Pink Bowler, it's good to see you over here. Thanks for being here. Marilander says, I bet he did abuse her. Very possibly. Yeah, I mean, I can't tell if it's because someone's in the background threatening her, like, you know how abusers do that. They'll stand slightly back from the victim or somewhere just in eye shot. And, if they're saying the wrong thing, they'll sort of give a look or, they know that they're being watched or pressured or something like I can't say for sure, just something we've seen before in other interviews with abusers. So that's amazing. Thank you very much to those 5-6 people. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Hope you'll hang around. Hey, thank you. It's good to see you though. Do you guys want to watch the rest of this interview? There's about 9 minutes left. All right. Yeah, would you guys like to watch the rest of this? Hold on.
House or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend. Maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think? Oh gosh, I just had to tip my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
And you said this is not like her.
Not at all.
To run.
All right, guys. Sorry, I didn't want to turn the video back on if people didn't want to watch it, but then the cat came back and started puking on my foot, so I had to turn it back on for a second and fix it. Pink Volley says, I honestly think she looks like she's just trying to get it over with. I think it's a fair comment. I think it's a fair assumption as well. She's probably been hounded by reporters too. The Journey to Justice says, how does she know what she's wearing without seeing her? Psychic. Must be psychic. I mean, must have telepathic abilities. All right, let's move on. I have more interesting stories. Thank you for sending that link in, though. I do appreciate it. It is very actually. Can we post this in the chat? Yes, I can. Let's post this in the chat. If you would like to watch the entire thing, head to WFTV and you can watch the full thing, 15 minutes of it. Danny Mitchell says, we've got company ping, pull it together. I will, just for you, Dan Yee. All right, let's go. Let's talk about the little missing boy, Sebastian Rogers. I want to talk about this because we also have something weird happening in the area. They have escaped inmates. I can't imagine what the police thought when they were told about this. So they got told, okay, we have missing Sebastian Rogers. And then they got told, oh, we had a bunch of inmates break out from the prison too. So you've got a missing young kid with an autistic young boy. And then you have these inmates. He'd be like, wow, what else could go wrong in my county like today? What a horrible crossover of things to happen. Also, this is something else I saw when I was researching this case. TBI is still investigating 6 Amber Alerts in Tennessee. There's a story on here. There's still 6 outstanding children missing within the area, and they're still focusing some search efforts and appeals on them. So we'll talk about them in a minute as well. And it says here, Sumner County wears green for Sebastian. What a lovely thing. I love when they do the colors for the people and different, missing kids and things like that. It shows a little bit of personality. Rory, I will kill you. No, I won't, but she's just being a jerk. The search for the Sumner County teenager Sebastian Rogers continues Friday morning, making the 5th day since the child was reported missing. 5th day, that's a long time for him to be out there, isn't it? It says, no confirmed sighting. Searchers still looking for Sebastian. It says here, thousands of miles have been searched in multiple directions in the days since Monday, February 26. Investigators said the search on Friday, March 1 will focus on areas west of the previous search grid. There was a glimpse of hope Thursday, February 26 as search dogs tracked a scent, but it turned out to be a false alert. Investigators also drained a pond east of Sebastian's home and found nothing. Sebastian's home has been searched at least 10 times, and officials are continuing to expand the search area. The ongoing search is utilizing drones and helicopters, horses, search dogs, dive teams, and as many as 200 officials walking the search zone. Actually, last night I showed a video and it had the different maps with the different overlays of the different search assets. So people walking, helicopters, fixed-wing aircraft, and I think one more, drones. It might have been the drones. So you could just see the amount of area they had already covered. And he was saying that the fixed-wing aircraft that has the FLIR camera, they can take super high resolution images of the ground. And he said the area that thing can cover in 3 or 4 hours is staggering. But it does take time for them to work through the data. But they're saying that they don't believe they picked up anything of use right now. So, I mean, they are really throwing everything they can, every asset they can find, every helicopter, drone, police on horseback, going out into the foresty areas and looking around for him. Just nothing so far. And here's a photo of him. I think we've all seen it with this. I still want to know what the trophy is. Did anyone find out what this trophy was for? Or is it just something from his school? I'd be interested to know if he won this or something like that. It says, they're still operating under the assumption that Sebastian walked off. We have no evidence to disprove that. The family has been nothing but cooperative with law enforcement and our investigation. We are truly operating under the assumption that there's a child missing that needs our help. That's the message they keep relaying, that until told otherwise, until there's more evidence in a different direction, this is their assumption, that there's a child out there that needs their help, that needs the community's help. So they're still asking people to search properties twice a day, morning and night. If there's a shed, a crawl space, or under your mobile home, or a tarp that's in your yard, check it every morning and every night. I don't know if they're still asking people to search in pairs, but yesterday they were asking people to search in pairs of people so that you didn't tip off aerial assets that you might be Sebastian if you're on your own. They sort of want you to be with a friend. So there we go. Let me go to this new other article. Yeah. We can watch this.
Pounds of scuba gear being used on day 5 of the search for a missing autistic 15-year-old boy from Sumner County. Good evening and welcome to News 2 Now at 10. I'm Haley Wilkes. Sebastian Rogers was last seen early Monday morning at his home in Hendersonville, and there's been no sign of him since. News 2's Sarah Smith is joining us live tonight from Sumner County with more on that search. Sarah.
Haley, it's cold and wet out here, but first responders say they're not giving up in finding Sebastian, and neither are his friends. 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers still missing after 5 days. The community desperate for answers. Rebecca Goodard's son is in Sebastian's class at Beach High School.
Being a mom of children with special needs and autism and the cognitive impairment and things, it's like I'm living my worst nightmare. I'm watching it unfold.
Investigators looking for Sebastian around the clock using canines, drones, and helicopters. Rebecca and other neighbors searching too.
I took Monday off work and I looked in every outbuilding, every creepy barn and chicken coop that I've ever seen from a road in this area.
Sebastian's parents not talking to the media. Deputies say, though, that they are cooperating. Rebecca says she's only met them at school a few times.
I do drop my kids off at their classroom, and so I see him and say hello to him, and he's a very sweet, kind, seems to be a happy boy.
Crews say they've collectively searched thousands of miles for Sebastian. People here not wanting to rest until he's home safe.
I think no matter what happens in Sumner County with this, Sumner County needs a lot of prayer and comfort right now because it's been a big week.
Right now, deputies aren't asking for volunteers, but what they say that you can do is check out your home security cameras. Live in Hendersonville, Sarah Smith, News 2.
All right, we're back. We had a moment there for a second.
Sky-high rent prices have more and more national.
We had a moment there for a second. Rory's deciding that today is all about her, and she's the star of this stream. She actually, when you were watching that video, you guys didn't see it, but she hopped up on here. She tore down the camera and actually pulled it out of the USB port. So while you guys were watching that video, I was running around trying to get it all reconnected. That's why the camera looks a little off right now, because I had to get it all redone. My cats. We love them, but they're mental. Danny says, I'm so shallow I couldn't hear her over those 6-inch grey roots. Hey, leave her alone. She's a hard-working woman. Maybe she can't get to the hair salon. Maybe she's growing it out. Maybe she's trying to go natural. You don't know. You don't know, Danny. Actually, I didn't even notice. I hope they can find this kid. I really do. Let's look at the missing inmates in the area. News Channel 5 in Nashville. Let's head there. Look at these guys. 3 escaped inmates from Sumner County Jail, just right nearby. I mean, you couldn't ask for a worse week for investigators, could you? One of the 3 is already back in jail. They look like lovely people to have in the community. Lovely. Sumner County officials are asking the community to be on the lookout for inmates that escaped from the jail in Gallatin on Thursday night. 3 inmates escaped around 9:15 p.m. Thursday, but one has since been captured. Still at large as of Friday morning are William Rutherford and Kenneth Campbell. Rutherford was in jail on charges including attempted second-degree murder, oh my god, and he was on the TBI's most wanted list in the summer of 2023 after a shooting at a Twice Daily in Gallatin. Campbell was in jail on charges of including theft, being a felon in possession of a weapon, and numerous drug charges. Here's a photo of them. This guy's name is Elvis Bush. Is that a joke name or is that his real name? Elvis Bush. Okay. Sounds like something people would change their name to just to mess with the court. And he's been captured apparently. But Kenneth and William are still outstanding. These guys are still out in the community. I hope they find them. They both were last seen wearing white t-shirts and orange jail shoes, according to a sheriff's office. The third inmate who has since been captured was Elvis Bush. According to jail records, he'd been in jail since 2022, but in the past year he was charged with having contraband and even implements used for escape. Well, there you go, a premonition of what happened in the future. Sumner County Sheriff's Office said it's already coordinating with the U.S. Marshal's Office for help in the search. People who live in Gallatin are asked to keep their doors locked and report anything suspicious. It's unclear if the two remaining suspects could be armed. They're saying it's a developing story and they will update it. I can't, the poor police chief, he must be like, why? Why us? Why in this county right now when we've got a missing kid? Elvis has left the building. Yeah, he left the building, then he returned because he didn't like what the outside was like. Where's Marjorie? I hope so, Pink Bolo. I hope so. I just gotta hope that he's smart enough to know how to keep himself warm and to seek shelter at night. Like when the temperatures dip overnight, it's the most dangerous part for people out there. I just gotta hope he knows how to get into shelter. I hope so. Let's get him back home. That would be a great story. Everyone would be very happy to get him back with his parents. Marjorie says, such a strange situation with Sebastian. I think it is a little bit weird, but is it because we don't understand, or is it because, and what I mean by that, I'll explain in a second. Is it just, it looks weird to us, or is it just how the family are? Because they came out the other day and said they didn't want to provide any different personal details about Sebastian. They didn't want to do any interviews. They didn't want to provide any background, only what they provided to law enforcement. And I know a lot of people made that, they thought that was weird. And I just don't know if it's just, they're just very private people and they just want to only go through police, or there's something else there. I don't know. But Cheryl Hoffman says, so they weren't wearing pants. Maybe not. Maybe they're pantsless inmates. Let's see. Does it say anything about pants? What did they say? Maybe they don't know. Wouldn't they be wearing the orange pants, like the orange jumpsuit? Hold on. They said both were last seen wearing white t-shirts and orange jail shoes. So they have no underwear and no pants and no jacket. That's got to be a typo. It's got to be. I can't imagine there's inmates out there with no pants on, running around the county going, "We escaped! We escaped! We're pantsless, but we escaped. We have no pants, but we're free." I can't imagine that's actually what's going on. Let me just check. I just want to double check with a different source. Where's their names? William Rutherford and Kenneth Campbell. All right, let me just double check what they were last seen with. Let's check the... No, that's not a good one. All right, let's check WSMV maybe. It says 3 inmates escaped from the jail. Bush was located and taken back to custody. You always want to take a Bush back into custody. Rutherford 40 was arrested. Yeah, but what were they last seen in? See, I thought they would have been last seen in something like that. What they're wearing in this picture. He was last seen wearing a white t-shirt and orange jail shoes. Last seen in a white t-shirt and orange jail shoes for Campbell as well. Apparently they did not have any pants, or they either didn't have any pants or they don't know what type of pants they were wearing. How is that possible in a jail? Unless they use their pants to get over the barbed wire. Like, you know how they use material to stop the cutting? But you would have figured they would have used something else other than their pants. You know, they don't want to be running around there going, "We're free. Our willies are free. We're free men." That's sent a text message on Thursday night confirming had escaped. Yeah, I don't have anything other than that. I don't know why. I have no idea. They've stolen pants by now, you saying? All right. Okay. Let's check. This one was 8 hours ago. Let's see if this has a better update. Maybe it might have been just a rush of trying to get the information out. They just just didn't give that detail. Because you'd think they'd be on security camera, right? They'd be on the camera and they could tell that they were getting out. Let's see. Maybe if they live in the Bible Belt, it's a religious thing. Yeah, you might be right about the parents pink Volvo. That's why I was saying maybe we just don't understand. Not much to cover in that story, no. Hey Potter, how are you? Yeah, you would think food's not such a big deal. Water is a big deal. Yeah, I think you can go much longer without food, but water is a massive deal, especially if he's hiking or walking a lot. He really needs to replenish his water. So it's been one of those nights, Danny. It really has. I blame you. I blame all of you in the chat. I blame all of you. I blame you for directing me to stories with pantsless inmates. I blame all of you. We've got to be serious on this channel. Very serious. Jojo says, I read a book. I read a kid with autism took off from Arizona yesterday. Was found 200 miles away within hours. 200 miles away? Really? But was that like a public transport type of thing? Let's have a look. Let's see if I can find that story. Oh, yes, I found it. Yeah, 200 miles away from his Arizona home. You know, that's a good point. He was found in New Mexico. Here.
It just looked apocalyptic.
Hold on.
I mean, I've been.
It says here, missing teen with autism found in New Mexico about 200 miles away from his Arizona home. Authorities say a missing teen with autism was found in New Mexico. Wow, it's a big distance to get away. How did he get there, though? The 13-year-old turned up at a Walmart in Deming on Tuesday after going missing the night before from his family's home in Tucson. In hopes of identifying the young man, authorities in New Mexico posted a picture on social media seeking the public's help. New Mexico State Police said within minutes someone recognized the teen from an earlier post from the Tucson Police Department. They confirmed Wednesday that the teen had been reunited with his family and was safely back home. Thanks to everyone who helped make this possible by sharing, commenting, and spreading the word. The family shared their gratitude for police and the community on social media. They have no idea how the teen was able to get to Deming. They said, my mom woke up and he was no longer in the house. The front door was unlocked and he was just gone. The family contacted police, searched nearby areas, and created a missing person flyer that they shared online. As the hours passed, Desmond said he started to lose hope of finding his brother. He said that even if someone had given the teen a phone and told him to call home, he wouldn't have been able to do so because he can't communicate verbally. Oh no. It was Tuesday evening when the family got a call from authorities in New Mexico after the boy had been checked out at a local hospital. Desmond said his brother ended up at a Walmart where he tried to buy food and drink but didn't have any money. The teen then reportedly went to hide in the bathroom and was later found by law enforcement. They're saying it's amazing how fast news can spread through social media, and we would never have thought that we'd had so many people reach out and ask ways they can help. Isn't that nice to see a story where everything sort of went right and they made it home? I hope that ends up being the case for Sebastian too. I really do. That's a long way away. 322 kilometers from home in one night. You would think he must have hitchhiked or someone gave him a ride. It has to be. Pink Bolo says that'll make a good movie. Yeah. He was crying in the bathroom because he thought maybe he did something wrong by not paying for the food and drink, and maybe that stressed him out. I feel very sorry for because he doesn't understand. I reckon he had to have hitchhiked on a truck or something, like a trucker. Like he must have been walking down the highway and a trucker pulled over and gave him a ride. That's the only thing I can think of. Like how else would he get from Tucson to New Mexico in one night? Yeah, he was thirsty. Yeah, we've been on the road for. Yeah, I think it has to be a trucker. Marilander says it's a mystery. It is, right? Maybe, and he's non-verbal, so he can't even tell you how he got there. Maybe he could draw it if he's good with that type of thing. I don't know. Danny Mitchell says reindeer. You saying it's Santa Claus? But it's Danny. It's March. Santa Claus has gone home to the North Pole. It was 3 months ago. He's already home. The elves are back there. Rudolph is back. They'll be back in December, buddy. It's okay. It's all right. I don't know. I really don't know how he got there. Is there any other information about him? A Walmart in Deming. Let's see if I find another story and it gives more details. Let's check people. Sometimes they have information. Here's a photo of him. Here's a photo of Marcus Tezza or Tezia. Here's a photo of him. I'm probably saying that wrong. It says a 13-year-old boy disappeared from his Arizona home and was found about 200 miles away in New Mexico. After posting Marcus' photo on social media, someone in Arizona recognized him. Yeah. His mum said, "We're so lucky and blessed that he came back to us, given the circumstances and the odds." That's a very grateful mum. It says a 13-year-old boy with autism was found safe in New Mexico on Tuesday after disappearing from his Arizona home. His family has no idea how he got there. I'm just trying to see if there's any idea like how he did it. Ah, apparently bloodhounds were called to pick up his scent, which led them to train tracks before a dead end. Is there a train that goes from Arizona to New Mexico? Like well, in Australia we call it a country train, but is there like a interstate train line? Let's have a look. Interstate Tucson to New Mexico. There is. There's the Tucson to Albuquerque train Amtrak, which is 103. But how would he have got a ticket? Or did he just jump on and no one asked any questions because it was overnight? That doesn't make any sense. It says the train trip from Tucson to Albuquerque is usually 60 hours and 53 minutes long. What? Fastest train, 35 hours and 58 minutes. How did he get there? I'm so confused. It has to be a trucker. That's the only thing I can think of is that unless there's another form of transport in Tucson that can get you to New Mexico overnight or something. Oh, like a freight train? Yeah, freight train may have done it. Maybe they took care of him. They do take care of people. Ah. Yeah, I gotta think it's a trucker, but it could have been a cargo train too. Stop, Danny. train hop. Okay. I mean, yeah. Tickets are expensive, man. It says you want to take the train from Tucson to Albuquerque? It's $326. It's a lot of money for a train. How much does it take to cost to? It's got to be cheaper to fly. It's got to be cheaper to get a plane ticket. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, we'll be able to. Maybe one day Marcus will be able to share somehow in his own way to his parents how he did it, or it'll just always be that story with his family that they talk about around the Christmas table about how Marcus ended up in New Mexico, and no one knows how he got there, and it'll be like a family tale that they tell for generations. But glad he's home safe. It's always nice to have those type of stories in true crime. We get far too many sad ones like Madeline Soto. I mean, it's just if you don't have these good ones, you couldn't do it. You couldn't read these all the time. It would mess with you way too much. But good work, Marcus. Good work. Got home. They just said he's non-verbal. Maybe he can draw or write. I don't know. Pink Volo said it'd be nice if someone came forward. It would be nice, but maybe they don't want the recognition, or they don't want, the public exposure. Sign language. Maybe they knew sign. That's a good point. Kathleen says, so there's hope for Sebastian. There is. I still believe there's hope for Sebastian. I believe so. Jojo says they said that he wouldn't know how to make a phone call. No, but it doesn't mean he doesn't know how to sign language or something like that. Or he doesn't know how to get on a train or... Yeah, I don't know. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. The Journey to Justice said these two guys came up to me in a parking lot once, wanted a lift to a cargo train station. They were going to California, and guess what? They were from England, so they got on well. Wow. They just knew that was a cheap way to get from state to state, possibly. Hey, Leisha, I'm glad your pet Lolly's back home. I hope she's doing better. I really do. He probably did have a lot of fun. He went on a big adventure and ended up in New Mexico. He probably thought he just went on holidays and probably wondering why everyone's in a fuss over him. He's probably like, "What? I just went on a holiday. I'm sorry for scaring you all." What a fun kid. But yeah, it does give you some hope for Sebastian that he can still be found alive. And it just shows you that these autistic kids who maybe different in other ways, are very clever and very resourceful. They can get to places, they can just get things done in their own way. And I think we shouldn't, misjudge what they can and can't do. I think they're very clever. And I don't know what's next for Sebastian, but I hope we get an update where it's like, oh, we found him. He was over here in this other county, but he's fine and just a bit hungry and a bit tired, but we're taking him to a local hospital. I want to see that update for him. You gave them a ride to downtown Milwaukee. Ah, crowded and children ride free. That might be an idea, Sherman. M. Sherman, you might be onto something. Maybe we'll see an update someday, but I think it's fun just to leave it as a mystery, right? Leave it as like one of those things that we just don't know the answer to. Only Marcus knows. And I like that about that story, that only he knows. Only he knows how he got a million miles away. All right, let's talk about the Amish woman. Let's talk about her, Rebecca. I want to see if there's anything new about Rebecca, because her story is puzzling. I am a bit, I was sitting here last night trying to have a research of, more background into the case, and I really just didn't get anywhere. But I'll show you what is around.
This morning, an urgent search underway for the killer who took the life of 23-year-old Rebecca Byler in Amish country.
This is a criminal homicide investigation. Keep your doors locked.
The tight-knit community of Spartansburg, Pennsylvania, on edge after the pregnant mother of two was found murdered inside her home Monday afternoon. Authorities now completing her autopsy, but not revealing any details about how she died, except that it was suspicious. Charlene Hyatt works at a pharmacy that serves the Amish who live in this town.
Everyone's just been stunned because things like this just don't happen around here. It's kind of scary and frustrating.
The community, extremely rural and religious, is removed from the mainstream world, shunning most modern technology and relying on horse and buggy. But family members telling our ABC affiliate WJET they saw a red Jeep in Rebecca's driveway around 10 a.m. the day she died. WJET also reporting Byler's two young children were home when her body was discovered, and that her husband reportedly was not there during the time of the murder, arriving home to discover her body. Experts say in these kinds of communities, homicides are rare.
The Amish are a peace church. They have a strong cultural imperative not to get involved in violence.
State Police is asking the public for help in trying to find whoever did this. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, Spartansburg, Pennsylvania.
Hey, can you guys hear now? You guys have no idea what just happened. I went to, while that story was on, I went to just go get a drink, and I picked up a drink from here, and I opened it, and I didn't realize that when Rory threw up, she knocked it over, and that it got picked up, and then I didn't realize it had been shooken up. So I opened it, and it just sprayed everywhere, all over the keyboard, the microphone, my mouse, everything. It's ruined. My keyboard doesn't work anymore. Ah, jeez. That sucks. It's really annoying. It's been one of those nights, everyone. It really has. Yeah, I had to turn it off while we cleaned it up for a second. No, just I had to turn everything off, and I think when the water got on it, it shut it off. It's just one of those days. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I hope it does. It's really expensive. It's an LG what is it? I know, the LG MX Master. It says I saved up for like a year to get it. It's really annoying because I just got it. Yeah, cats in technology. Yeah. Oh man, what a day. Did you guys even hear the story from Rebecca? I don't even know. I just freaked out when I just saw everything go everywhere. It's been one of those nights. It really has. I don't. Hold on. Let's see if I can even do anything. All right. Let's see if I can get anything resembling a story back. Okay. So it says search warrant filings for the Pennsylvania home where a pregnant Amish woman was killed this week said she appeared to have suffered cutting wounds to her neck and head. Yeah, that's such a weird change from what happened earlier. They said it was a gunshot, and then now they're saying they're looking for bladed weapons. So it says the 2 search warrants were issued at the request of the state police regarding Monday's slaying of Rebecca A. Byler, 23, whose body was found in the living room of her home in Spartansburg Township. The slaying shocked the rural community in northwest Pennsylvania, where people say the Amish, who restrict the use of technology, are known for their traditional clothing, get on well with the non-Amish in the area. The warrant application regarding the home and outbuildings that were submitted by investigators said the victim's husband, Andy, found her body a short distance inside. And then they said they found that red Jeep. They saw a red Jeep in the driveway. Neighbors did. And this is what it says. The warrant sought knives, blades, cutting instruments, and other items. So it seems to be like they know what they're looking for. They know exactly what they're looking for. Hold on. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks. Oh, I know. It's everywhere. Thanks, though. Thanks for the paper towel. Yeah. M. Sherman says, my bathroom kitchen flooded my neighbor's business. No landlord available. Yeah. I don't know if I'd trade for that, but... No, it's not an MX Mechanical. It's the other one. The one with the backlights. It's Marlon Clausen says, sorry to hear that. Yeah, that's horrible. Was it from like weather on your roof, like rain, and it came through? Is that what happened? Yeah, the MX Keys S. Yeah, the new one. It's all right, guys. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. Let's keep going with the show. Yeah, I don't know. The information about Rebecca has been very thin. There's been very little information about her. 11 hours ago was the last article from the Daily Mail. That's the only one I could find. A pregnant Amish woman murdered in her rural Pennsylvania home appeared to suffer cutting wounds. Yeah, we know that. That's it. They all just keep talking about the 2 search warrants issued at the home. There's no new information about her. Yeah. Just that they're trying to raise money in the local community for the family, for the 2 children, which is really sweet. All right. Let me see if there's anything on. If you caught the late show last night, you would have seen the show about the body parts. Did you guys see that one? There was a story out of New York. They found. Oh, that's right. I don't know how I forgot this. Yesterday, they found 2 arms and a leg in New York, in Babylon. Then last night, they went searching again on Friday. They found more body parts, but this time not of a man, of a woman. And they found more, a head and other things. I'll show you. This is the weirdest story. Let's have a look. Where is this? Yep. So yesterday, there was only the man's body parts were found, and now they've found a female.
Tonight, the search for answers on.
Hey, So it says a park in Babylon, Suffolk County reopened Friday after the discovery of several body parts belonging to a man and woman the day before. The Suffolk County medical examiner says a female head, right upper leg, left leg from the knee down, and right arm and 2 male arms were found, and autopsies are underway to determine the identities of the victims and what happened to them. It is believed the female body parts are that of an adult woman. The grisly discoveries began Thursday morning when a group of teenagers walking near the Babylon Memorial Grade School found a severed arm on the side of the road at the edge of Southwood Pond Park. A girl in the group called her father, who came to the scene and immediately called police. When officers arrived and searched the area, they found a second arm about 20 feet from the first arm. Police say they both belonged to a man. Parents tell Eyewitness News the school district immediately alerted them about the investigation, which is understandably unnerving to many. As the search expanded Thursday afternoon into the night, a cadaver dog found a woman's leg, arm, and head in the opposite side of the park near Babylon Elementary School. At a press conference Friday morning, detectives said the condition of the remains suggests they had not been in the park long, maybe a few days or even just hours. The ages of the victims are unknown, but investigators said they were adults. Police say the male arms have tattoos on them, so they are searching through databases for a possible match. Investigators are hoping the tattoos and DNA testing will help determine the male's victim and identity, eventually leading them to find out exactly what happened. The female arm and leg do not have tattoos. Detectives are saying the park includes a large wooded area that can present challenges for search teams. They do believe a car may have been involved in dumping the remains. No additional body parts were found Friday morning, and the park has since reopened. You think it was like a funeral home type thing or like a hospital type thing? Someone being stupid with like remains from a funeral parlor or a hospital? I wonder what this is about and why there's only some of them and not the rest of them. Like, they only found a female head, some of her leg and some of her arm, but no torso. And of the guy, they just found legs and an arm. It's a bit odd. Hey, Brooklyn Mum. Hey, how are you? But you haven't really heard much about it. Oh, sorry to hear that. No, I haven't seen any photos. They haven't done something like that yet. Good night, Red Like Wine. Thanks for being here for this crazy night. Shell Huffman says, I wish I could have unseen that last night. Sorry about that. Yeah, especially for teenagers. I mean, oh, did they say they were teenagers? Or I think I read last night that they were teenagers. And sorry. When a group of teenagers walking near Babylon Memorial Gardens grade school found a severed arm on the side of the road and at the edge of the Southwood Pond Park. That's... Originally they said this might be gang related, but... So is there 2 people walking around with like no head and no arms and partial leg missing? Like something doesn't seem right. And where is the bulk of their bodies? Like where is their torso and waist? It makes me think like it's some sort of like industrial malpractice, like not like a serial killer, more like a hospital employee or a funeral parlor, something like that. I can't think of a scenario, but something weird going on. A cartel thing? Why did they just not dump all of the bodies? I don't understand that. Ah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. That makes sense. Yeah, like like how the people that sell those organs and things like that, and we've seen people like misrepresent them and no, I didn't mean bulky. I just meant like it's of a human, it's the most of your like mass is your chest and your waist area. So these are more of the lighter parts of your body that they found, not the majority of the person, if that makes sense. Hmm. Who timed you out? Moonlight View? I know, I don't mean to call anyone. Chiropractic college prank, maybe. Maybe. Yeah, maybe it's cartel. We'll find out, I guess. But it's interesting that they left the head of the woman, but not the man. Maybe they were a couple? I'm not sure. It's a weird story and very unsettling that it happened to be the two children that found them. I think that's the worst part of this. All right, let's see what the news has to say.
Long Island heating up. Several more body parts found today. They belong to a man and a woman. But who those victims
And there's been a quest to try to find their famous pointer dog that was buried in the area.
That was decades ago. Today it's known for human remains.
Last night we discovered a female head, a leg, and what appears to be a female arm. Preliminarily, it appears that the arm, the leg, and the head came from the same person.
2 sets of human remains found on opposite ends of the park. 5 body parts, not out here long. Days, maybe even just hours. Police say there are no reports of any missing persons from the area. The female parts found on one end, the male parts on the other, a half-mile apart.
We believe that the persons who dumped the body here were mobile, so I'm pretty confident that a car was involved.
The grisly discovery made by a group of teenage girls walking near Babylon Grade School yesterday when they spotted a man's arm just off the road. Later, canines found the other arm not far away. More remains were found today by cadaver dogs. One of the man's arms is covered in tattoos, perhaps investigators' biggest lead, along with DNA.
It's not good for our neighborhood, so I think they should buckle down on the crime.
How'd they do this without any of us seeing it? Like I said, I'm here all the time.
I have no words. It's actually just wild that this occurred where we all grew up.
Joanna Higgins says this isn't the first time something like this has happened around here. She lives a few blocks away, where in 2018, human remains were found by railroad tracks. It turned out to be a gang-related murder.
This isn't like Babylon. Babylon's very happy town. For this to show up in our town is shell-shopping.
Police have wrapped up the search for the day and the park has been reopened. Investigators again are focusing on identifying the victims and hoping that points them in the right direction. In Babylon, Safan Kim, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
remembering a giant, a saint?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened, why it went black all of a sudden. I think either I tapped something or it's just playing up. You guys are very kind. I appreciate everyone's thoughts and sticking with me tonight. It's been one of those nights, eh? It's like everything that could go wrong went wrong on the Friday night stream. The cat knocked and pulled the camera out. I opened up that. Luckily, it was only, I think it's mostly soda water, so I'm hoping everything might be all right. I don't know. But it's just, it's been one of those days, everyone. I am interested in why they haven't released the tattoos yet. No tattoo, like no photo of any. Like they're saying the guy's arm was covered in tattoos, but you would think if this was some sort of lead, they might have released it. You know, but so far, nothing, no photos. Maybe they have an idea, because you know how often if you're in a gang crime or something like that, they'll take photos of your tattoos. They often do this. So if you're in if you're arrested or the cops come across you for any reason, they will take photos of all your tattoos and they'll put them into a database. So maybe they're thinking that someone's database of like tattooed people they might be able to find it, right? Like, because you can tag descriptions, like if it's a heart that says mom, they can actually find that within the database. So maybe they're thinking before they release it to anyone, they should search through their own databases and things first. Sorry, I was just trying to dry the mouse again. There we go. All right. That's a good point. They might have to rehydrate it. Thanks, Brooklyn Mom. I appreciate it. Is it a full moon? I don't know. Is it? Let's see. What is it called? Moon phase. Moon phases. I don't know what this means. I'm guessing it's 3/4. It's 3/4 right now. The last full moon was on the 24th of February. The next new moon will be 10th of March. So still like a week away. So no, it's not a full moon. I just think it's just some days you just have days where things go wrong. Yeah, the 24th. Yeah, about a week ago. Yeah, Sean, we covered that last night. We did like a whole half a show on autumn last night. Did you not see that one? Were you away yesterday? Sean sent me an email about Autumn, the Florida teen, Autumn Lane McClure. We did a show on her last night. I can show it again. We did actually a long show last night. We showed the press conference from Volusia County, and we had actually someone who knew Autumn in the chat last night. A childhood friend of Autumn's was hanging out in the chat listening to the update. She was a very sweet him or her was a very sweet person, and they were able to tell us a couple little bits of insight, and it was very, very nice of them to be around last night and answer a couple of questions. It was very sweet of them. And yeah, this was the so if you weren't here last night, you didn't see this story. This was actually all concreted, and they actually had to remove the concrete and dig it up to be able to get to her body. There was also a house, a modular home that was on top, and they moved the modular home and took it away. They actually put it on I don't know if they put it somewhere else on the property or a different site altogether. But they had to do that because the poor homeowner who bought this property had redeveloped like the whole property, and the poor guy got a knock on the door from the sheriffs, and the sheriffs are like, yeah, we have to like dig up all your concrete that you just spent like $30,000 installing, and we have to like move your home. So the sheriff, the Volusia County Sheriff, actually worked with the homeowner, and I think they actually paid for reclamation of the site after they were done removing Autumn's body. So I don't know for sure. They just said they tried to make the homeowner whole again. So they didn't say whether they paid for all of it, some of it, part of it, but they seem to not want to upset the homeowner. They really wanted his cooperation. So I'd say they probably paid for it. They probably paid for a majority of it. It's waning gibbos. I don't know what that means. 20 years, right? The story is bonkers about how she was found. Really is. Did you see a big truck hanging from a bridge? I did not. Ah. Snapcrackle Bob says we were walking on the 24th and seeing the moon. It was really quite out for a full moon. Okay. That means they left the hole. Oh, I hope they didn't. I didn't see any truck. Phone calls happen, yeah. Mercury is in retrograde again. I didn't see any truck in St. Louis. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Semi-truck hanging over the Ohio River in Louisville. Oh, that's precarious. Oh, geez. Did the guy survive? No way. Hold on, I'll show you guys. That's like every truck driver's worst nightmare. Or like any car driver's worst nightmare. There's no way. Guys, tell me in the chat, did he survive? It was a female truckie. Oh, poor lady. Sorry, I know females drive trucks too. She was rescued. Oh, wow. How on earth did they do that? Did they abseil down and get her, or did they have to... Is there a boat that has like a jacklift on it or something? That's crazy. Oh, that poor woman. That poor lady. She must have been... she must have thought she was dead. She must have like crashed through that thing, opened her eyes, and said, "This is heaven." And she must have said, "I'm dead. This is what dead looks like." I swear that must have been what went through her mind. She must have thought she was gone. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, they rappelled her down. Yeah, I wondered if that's what they did. Because I don't see any other way to do it. Because I don't think there's no boats that have like a jacklift or anything on it, like a firefighter's, you know, whatever that thing is that extends on a firefighter truck. There's no boat that has that. Jojo says that bridge is long and scary already. Ah, wow. Is there footage of the rescue? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, they were able to sort of get under here, but I guess they probably rappelled from here and grabbed her. What a precarious situation to be in. Let me see if I can find any other one of... Is there any footage of her actually being pulled out of the truck? Yeah.
Rick, this was a bad wreck. 4 vehicles were involved, 2 people sent to the hospital. At least one of those people is in serious condition tonight. Unharmed, though, was the driver of the truck, who escaped injury and maybe even death after an incredible act of bravery.
I was not nervous at all going over the edge.
Louisville firefighter Bryce Carden is being called a hero after going over the edge of the Clark Memorial Bridge. A crash involving a semi and other vehicles happened around noon. The truck and its female driver dangling perilously from the bridge. Louisville Fire was on the scene in just 3 minutes. It took about 40 minutes to set up a rope system so the 29-year-old JCPS grad could rappel down to the cab. Firefighter Carden describes what happened next.
She was just praying. She was praying a lot. So, and I prayed with her. Everything slows down and you think about what needs to be done.
With rescue divers waiting in the water below just in case, Carden reaches the truck driver. Louisville Fire Chief Brian O'Neill describes what his firefighter encountered next.
As you're going to somebody being rescued, obviously they're scared. This is a horrible situation. She's dangling off the edge of a bridge, doesn't know if it's going to slip in, but she stayed very, very calm. Firefighter Carden got to her, was able to keep her calm and assist her. Not only had to cut her out of her seatbelt, but then helped her to get into the rescue harness that she was able to wear, and then assist her once she was locked in.
I told her, I said, just take a deep breath, and then here's what I need you to do, because I needed her to assist in, moving certain ways to be able to get the harness on right. And once we did that, we got her free of the seatbelt, and she was on my system, so I knew that we were good from there. We just needed to bring her on up.
Once safely on the bridge, the truck driver, a military veteran, was taken to the hospital as a precaution, but appeared to be okay. At least one other person involved in the crash wasn't so fortunate, sustaining what city officials call very serious injuries. Another person was also taken to the hospital, but their condition is unknown. Nearly 7 hours after the crash happened, the semi was hoisted up. Louisville Metro Police are investigating what caused the crash. For now, the bridge will remain closed in both directions until a safety inspection is conducted.
At this time, we're going to leave the bridge closed until our team can go and look at the structure of the bridge itself and determine the extent of the damage and when that can possibly be reopened.
A dramatic and heroic scene playing out over the Ohio River on a rainy Friday afternoon. A courageous firefighter risking his life to save another.
We've definitely done a few crazy things, but yes, this tops it so far. Like I said, we trained for this situation probably 100 times, but to actually put it in action, it felt good. We had a successful rescue, and now we go back and we do it again if we have to.
A few hours after the tractor trailer was lifted from the edge of the bridge, KYTC engineers began their inspection. As you can see behind me, they're finished for the night, but that inspection will continue again tomorrow morning. By the way, each of the lanes up there on that bridge only 10.5 feet wide, which doesn't leave much room for error, according to transportation officials. And again, no timeline right now for when the bridge will reopen. Reporting live downtown, I'm Randall Cam, WLKY News.
What a story, and what a guy. I cannot believe that what he did to get down there. And what a legend. Oh, come on, we have to watch a little bit that bit again. Where is it? I love it. Look at this. He's like Superman. She must have been like, oh, my hero, like for sure. What a legend. I can't believe he got down there. Imagine you're that truck driver and you had to wait however long it was for them to rig this up and get to you in the cabin. I mean, you'd be looking straight down at the water underneath you for, I don't know how long it was, 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, I don't know. But you're going to be just, look at it, it's pointing straight down into that river and you're strapped into your seatbelt. Ah, wow, that would have, she's so lucky. So lucky. It could have been so much worse, but sad to hear there was another person who's in very, very serious condition. Yeah, someone forward him for some sort of bravery award. That has to be Rescue of the Year so far. Rescue of the Year. 40 minutes. Wow, that poor lady having to sit in that truck for 40 minutes. They were maneuvering him by hand. Because it's so delicate. Like, if they go the wrong way, she's done. Yeah. Yeah, he definitely has some experience on the ropes, right? On a carabiner. Yeah. He definitely has some skills. They probably do training courses too, like rope rescue and things like that. They're quite specific skill sets that certain people in fire, police, and a few others can do. So some of them do it as a hobby as well. Maybe he's a climber. But what a video. Can't believe it. Very brave guy. Yeah, spectacular footage. All right, guys. We've been on for 2 hours, over 2 hours. Yeah, over 2 hours, and you've seen all the worst things I've ever done in one night. So, if people don't stay, I don't blame them. It's been one of those nights for Friday night. I do want to thank some people. Hold on. And by the way, I'll figure out the keyboard on that. Don't worry. I'm just more mad at myself because I was in such a rush to like grab a drink, get back, and then turn on the stream again that I wasn't thinking properly, and I should have remembered that it got knocked when the cat threw up everywhere, and I should have just like not did that, and that was my fault, and I should have been more. It's my fault. Like, so I'll deal with my own actions and my own stupidity. No, that you guys please don't send me money. It's fine. I'm good. I'll be fine. I'll figure out a way. It's sort of working right now. I might have to get it into an alcohol bath. I just don't know if that'll work, but I do have alcohol and I can strip it down and put it through an alcohol bath and see if I can scrub it and see if it'll work. We'll see. But yeah, you guys are sweet. Please don't send money. I will be fine. But I would like to thank the people who did. And I'm always happy to refund anyone. I'm not here to take things from people. I want to thank Beth B. She sent in one last night, maybe when I was asleep, and she said, "Hi Ping, keep up the good work. Thanks, Beth B. Beth B, I couldn't do this without you. You are the sweetest lady. You don't say a lot. You don't have to, but I know how you feel. So thank you very much. I do appreciate it. My friend Robin Lane, you are very sweet. Didn't say anything other than love, Robin Lane. So love from Ping. I appreciate it. Sean A, thank you very much. And my friend Penguin said, from Penguin. Thanks, Penguin. Oh, this is my friend. Oh, I know who this is. This is Potter. Potter said, wish I could replace the whole thing for you, but hugs from Potter. Thank you very much. I do appreciate that, Potter. That's very kind. I'll figure it out. It's all good. I'm just mad because I only just got it. I only got it about 8 weeks or so ago, something like that. And I had been literally like waiting for a good special and waiting for a good special for like, when you see those products and you're like, nah, they're stupid expensive. I'm never going to pay full price for it because I think full price is like $300, and I'm like, I'm never doing that. I'm not going to spend that type of money. Anyway, during the Amazon sale, they had it 50% off, so I grabbed it and I was very happy with the price. So I'll just have to wait until they have another sale. Gambler says, looks like I'm joining the replay crew tonight. Company just left. I only heard a few minutes. We had a crazy show. If you go through the replay crew, you're going to see all sorts of mental stuff. Be prepared. Be prepared for craziness. Yeah, all of everyone is Beth B, Potter. There's so many people. Robin Lane. There's Kathy Lynch. Nancy S. There's a whole bunch. I don't want to name people because I'll miss people. Actually, I do want to do one thing. Hold on, where is it? Let me delete this and add this. It's March now, so February is going to go, and I want to do this so I don't miss people's names and I feel mean. Here, I was going to do this anyway. So all these people contributed to keeping the channel going, and being able to do extra shows and stuff like that during the month of Feb. It says March here, but I was redoing the new one for this month. These are all the people from Feb, not March. But thank you to all these people. I really appreciate it. You guys are amazing, and thank you to all the new subscribers. I am very happy to have you here. And I hope tomorrow night's less crazy than tonight. But hey, maybe some people like the chaotic. Yeah, it's always the way. You just got to take the good with the bad. All right, guys. Yeah, you guys are all very sweet. I'm so happy for the success of the channel. Nancy S, thank you, by the way. I received your monthly contribution. I appreciate it. Some people do like a monthly thing. On Ko-Fi they have like a membership type thing, and you can just do it once a month. Kathy and Nancy both do that to help out. So I appreciate it. You guys are very, very kind. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night, I promise. Oh yeah, the cat puked everywhere like 3 times. And then I opened a bottle of soda, not soda, soda water. And it because the cat knocked her when she was sick, I didn't notice. And then I opened it and it went all over this computer desk. It went through on the microphone, on the mouse, on the screen, on the camera. Then the cat pulled the camera out at one point. It's crazy. It's been one of those nights. Yes, thank you for the 704 people. I can't remember how many we had before, but thank you very much. It's very kind. I'm sure we lost 2 or 3 people tonight from the craziness. But I hope you come back tomorrow night when everything's a little bit more settled. What's tomorrow night? It's Saturday, right? So tomorrow night is Cold Justice Night. I still haven't decided if we're going to do another watch party thing. I think it's a more ambitious idea than we can pull off. But we might talk about the case. We might have a look at which case they're doing and see if we can find any background for it. But that's probably about it. And then we'll just have a normal show, updates and things like that. Footy? What footy is on tomorrow? Oh, they're doing that Las Vegas thing. Yeah. All right, guys. It is almost, I don't know what time it is in America. Very, very late. It's almost 5 o'clock here in Australia, which means we've been on for hours and hours and hours. So, love you all. You're all very kind. Thank you very much. Thanks for sticking with me tonight, even through the mistakes and the mess ups. I do appreciate it. And to the new subscribers, you're amazing. See you later, everyone. Thanks for everyone dropping by tonight. It has been real. I hope I uploaded the new ending clip. I think I did. All right. See you later. See you tomorrow, 9 p.m. for our weekend ping. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bye bye.